All right, Merry Christmas, people. It's not Christmas yet. It's Christmas Eve. It's been a day. Uh, Woke up, had my alarm set for 9. My alarm went off. I was actually up just before my alarm went off. Um, and enjoying the quiet because Walt was still in bed, and listening to the radio for a little bit, playing on my phone, when I heard boom, and I know that sound because right after the boom comes this blackout. No power. Power's out. It's wicked, bitter cold out, and I got no power. Now it's about, at this point, somewhere between, I'm going to say 9:20, give or take a couple minutes. And my first thought is, hey, at least there's coffee. And maybe this won't last that long. I had my coffee maker programmed to make the pot at 9 o'clock. So I had hot coffee. And I thought, you know what? I got to get Walt up so he has hot coffee too. And before the house gets, I don't know what I was thinking, because I normally would immediately rule out eating anything or drinking anything in the fridge. But I thought, let me go ahead, grab the thing of milk and grab Walt's fruit, and I'll give him hot coffee and cut him up some fruit and make him get him a bowl of cereal. At least he'll have something on his stomach. He can take his pills. So did that. Oat Crunch Cheerios, by the way, are outstanding. I like honey nut Cheerios, and I like plain Cheerios if you make them the fat guy way. I'll explain that in a minute. So I gave him, that's all I had was Oat Crunch. I bought for myself, and then I didn't eat him because I got stupid about not wanting the carbs. So there's a little bit of crunch to them. There's some, you can see, nuts and whatnot that are kind of little pieces all around. Anyway, he gets done eating and decides he doesn't want to just sit there. And I don't blame him, but my first response isn't, I'm going to go back to bed, which is what he did, and he can't do that. He cannot eat and go lay down because with his swallowing problems, all he did was cough. And I was actually in the bathroom doing my normal thing in the morning and listening to him in bed struggling. And finally, I wasn't done. So I just yelled, "You can't lay down after you eat. You might go sit in the room." And he didn't. Right away. He eventually did. Which was fine, because that gave me time to go and rearrange the living room, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. I didn't do like everything I wanted to do, but I had to move some things around so that his big ass television that I hate, that nobody needs a TV that big. His eyes aren't bad, not that bad. My eyes are worse than his, and he's got the giant TV. Anyway, there's no way to have it in that room the way things are right now without it being pretty close to the fireplace. So I needed to move that so that I could get a fire going in the fireplace. And it was nice. It took me a minute to move some things around. It took a minute for the fire to get going. I had 2.5 cases, actually more than 2.5 cases of starter logs, and a box of wood so generously given by Sarah's parents a year or two ago, whenever the last time we had an issue. I'm on my way to Sarah's house, by the way, her parents' house, for Christmas Eve snacks and dinner. Hors d'oeuvres. So, got the fire going, and he was quite comfortable. I offered to get him in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Sweatpants and sweatshirt. He said, "No, I'm good." I moved one of his lazy boys right up towards the fire. His feet were dangling there a couple of feet from the closed fireplace. And it was nice. It was okay, at least. I eventually went to the garage and got on the rower for I don't know how long. I'll explain that later. And when it was time for breakfast, I went back in and I ate some breakfast because my heaters in the garage weren't going either, mind you. So it got pretty chilly out there kind of quick. And went in the house and ate my breakfast, and then I decided I was just going to listen to my Malcolm Gladwell book that I've yet to finish. And thought that maybe I needed to not necessarily continue to use my phone before the power went gone. And I started doing a book that I had of logic puzzles, which I enjoy and haven't done in ages. But my fouled up eyes wouldn't cooperate very good with that, so I kind of started getting a little frustrated with it. And then the power came back on. It was out for not even 3 hours. No. What am I saying? It was more than that. Less than 5. It was like 4 hours and almost 5 hours. Just say that. So thankfully, it was not a big deal. And I think I'm the only one that got cold, but that's just because my dumb ass stayed in the garage where it was still pretty chilly. I think when the power came back on, the garage was down to 47. The house, when I checked the thermostat after power was back on 10 or 15 minutes, and then I checked the thermostat and it said 63. So I don't think it got terribly cold in the house. Of course, we did have a fire going. So, yeah, that was that. I mean, the only time we were inconvenienced was... Oh, blue lights are flashing. That was interesting. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, we were joking about every time we tried to go to the bathroom, we still wanted to flick the light switch on. Oh well. Okay, so I'm almost to the Alma's house. I'm going to tell you what Fat Man's Cheerios are. So this is something I used to do, keeping in mind that at one point I weighed 4 1/4. I would melt a stick of butter and pour it over Cheerios and stir it up real good so it was almost like popcorn. Put a little salt on there. That's how I'd eat Cheerios. I'd eat a lot of Cheerios with butter and salt. Now, I was a fat man. Forgive me for such gluttony. I still am a fat man, but I was a real fat man at one point. But if you feel like trying something a little different and you want some popcorn and don't have any and you have some Cheerios, give that a try. You might like it. Anyway, there was something else I was going to explain. Oh, my workout. Yeah, I'll talk more about my workout later. It's probably going to be dark by the time I leave here because it's getting that way now. But, yeah, I'll tell you about my workout. Oh, they got a fire going in the fireplace. All right, I'm here. I'll holler at you people later, and we'll talk about workouts and football and Christmas and whatever else. Maybe I'll tell you why I don't like Christmas. I'm a Grinch. Whatever. All right, so I'm back in the car, and I'm going to my house. Hors d'oeuvres were wonderful. But I had to leave before dinner. I had some unforeseen circumstances. Dinner didn't get done in time, and I got to go feed ornery old father. But why are people driving so crazy? Nobody wants to be out on Christmas Eve. So, I was going to tell you about my workout today, which I think I hinted at. I just decided I was going to just row a bunch today because I'm getting so close to 10 million meters, and I will get it by the first of the year. But I thought, man, it'd be nice if I could just go ahead and knock that out in a few days. So, instead of programming in anything this morning before the power was back on, I thought, just to simplify things, I would just do what Concept 2 just says, adjust row. In other words, you don't program in any time you want to go or any distance. You just start and stop when you're done. And so I thought, let me just do adjust row. And I had the radio on. And I forget what song was playing when I started, but I thought I'll listen to 4 full songs. So when the 4 songs ended, one of which was an extended mix. I should have known that was going to happen. Well, it's not a terribly long time. I'm guessing 4 songs is probably 16 minutes. Most of the songs, I think, are right about 4 minutes. Anyway, and that was before breakfast. So I thought, let me just get that in before breakfast, and then I'll come out after my food settles. I'll roast some more. And I did. And when that got interrupted because I had to go to the bathroom, I went back and rode a little more and then did my weights. So my workout is going to be very disjointed today, but I got done what needed done for the most part already, and I do plan on actually getting a little bit more when I get back to the house. So yeah, so that's all I was going to say about today's workout. I did a superset of pushes, shoulders. It's frustrating to me that my shoulders are so weak, but it is what it is. I can only do what I can do. That's all. I gotta go.